what said that it was finally time to bring back the Twisted Metal franchise?
Well, I think, Twisted Metal is always, I mean, the initial fantasy of Twisted Metal really occurred after meeting a group at Evans and Sutherland who did a lot of military simulations. And me and some of the Sony guys had gone out there, and this was before PS1, so I had never seen 3D gameplay. And then we were driving back, and we flew back, and we got stuck in the 405 on the LA freeway. And at that moment, there was that was sort of the birth of the idea. It's like, what if we could use this amazing technology at the time, which was brand new, which was 3D databases, and sort of have a great, car combat experience and just blow all this traffic away that we're stuck in. And so you that fantasy sticks in your mind, and that image sticks in your mind, and then every new hardware iteration, you realize you can get closer and closer to that fantasy that you had, at this point, 15 years ago. And so for us, it was sort of, starting a new company. That took some time to build up, staff up the team, get all the support we needed. And then it was like, okay, now we have more power. We can go to the next step. We can have freeway chases with fodder traffic that you can shoot missiles in and they go flipping and flying. And we can have helicopters and semi-trucks and motorcycles. And we can really bring that fantasy that we saw ages ago back to life and bring it to the next step in terms of making that fantasy more realized. So that was the reason we decided to sort of pull the trigger and do this title.
What can you do now? That anything particular in the new Twisted Metal that you feel finally I can do this particular thing?
Well, I mean, when we started Twisted Metal, online gaming was barely a thought, and so that wasn't always what we had wished for. But obviously now that's really cool to be able to right out of the box have people able to jump online. I think for me it's just fulfilling more of the fantasy. So you can go online with your buddies and everybody can pick a motorcycle, and now you've got a sweet tooth motorcycle gang racing through the city, tearing it up, causing havoc. I just love that with the new technology, we're able to just really get back to that fantasy and fulfill more of it. So that's I think the main thing that excites me about it.
So you're mostly here talking about multiplayer.
For E3, we definitely have a single player component to the game, but it's not. We wanted to kind of focus on just the multiplayer for the show.
So what kind of Twisted Metal multiplayer can people expect?
Multiplayer? Well, I mean, they can expect. What I love about our multiplayer is they can expect different kinds of gamers and different, depending on the day, what kind of gamer you are, changes to be catered to. So you can have people who just love deathmatch and team deathmatch, and sort of be running and gunning and sort of mastering the game that way. We also have a very deep, robust team mode, which we've showed here today, which is Nuke. We have other modes we haven't announced yet, which also bring variety to it. So I think the main thing they can expect is if they like the game, we're going to really take care of them. We're going to give them a lot of modes and levels and vehicles and give them a long, long time to play, whether it's split screen with their buddies, split screen online, going online with 16 total strangers and forming sort of virtual friendships. There's a lot of content in the multiplayer in Twisted Metal, which will keep them entertained for a long, long time.
How long have you been working on this title behind the scenes now?
I think we've been about 18 months of production, and then before that it was building a lot of, our business infrastructure and a lot of the early tech and online tech and things like that.
And you're hoping to bring it out?
2011, when? We don't know, but definitely 2011.
You talked about surprises at E3. Just to wrap things up, have you felt surprised at any time during the conference?
The biggest surprise for us has been, we didn't know how the fans were going to react. I mean, so much has happened since the last big console, Twisted Metal, which was 2001. We had a PSP version, but so much has changed. The landscape of gaming has changed, and we just didn't know if we would still have fans, if they would still like this kind of game. And it was so nice to go out on the stage and have just that welcome back for our franchise that we've loved and we still love. So I guess the biggest surprise was, were they going to go for it? And lo and behold, there was a lot of people who did, and that just makes you feel so great because it's all the effort and all the late nights and all the fighting and egos and amazing talent and pushing the team and them pushing themselves. All of that, is worth it because you're making people happy. And so I think the biggest surprise was there's still an audience, there's still a lot of love for Twisted Metal, and that makes us all feel great.
Yeah, as you said, it was